So good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. I'm feeling quite lovely today, so I'm glad that you're joining, and as each person does, this field that we create together, or that is created by we are joining our consciousness, becomes what we dance in for the next hour or so. So I'm delighted you're here. It's November 8th. There are practitioners that are praying for us, holding the high watch, we call it. Deb Roderick is our second practitioner. Lynn Scheider is our third practitioner. Reverend Paul Hoyt is what we call our pastoral support today. He'll be putting the affirmations and information and things up in the chat for us, letting people into the waiting room or from the waiting room. And the Reverend Michael Rogers, who is our first practitioner, who I will ask to say our opening invocation.
Good morning. Good morning all, and welcome to this beautiful day. How wonderful to just be able to come together as a spiritual community and just bask in each other's grace and each other's love. So with that breath and with that love in mind, I ask us all to just close our eyes and come centered into our heart, knowing it is the one heart of the Almighty that lives and breathes each one of us into our absolute perfection. It is the magnificent grace, glory, freedom, and peace of the Lord that lives and breathes us into our wholeness. That we are here by divine grace, ordained in the love and the divine virtues of the Almighty. And that what takes place here and now is the activity of God, as the way is illuminated for each and every one of us, for this beautiful unity and equality and grace and bountiful and limited blessings are demonstrated, manifested, and celebrated in each and every one of us. Just breathe in life and allow this peace to resonate in, throughout, and about yourself, your environment, our country, and the world. This exhaling and just releasing any and all things that do not serve our highest and best, and let it go. And be in this present moment. Yes to this glorious moment of God. Yes to this bountiful and unlimited blessings and potential of life, of loving, of coming together as a spiritual community, of feeling the upliftment, of feeling the vibration and the illumination and the absolute frequency. As life is just a gift. Know our beauty, know our creativity, know our goodness and our magnificence. Yes, to every part of that, and every part of the ease and peace that transpires here and now. As we just breathe in life in its fullness and its wholeness and its absolute perfection. Allow the one mind, body, and spirit of God to live and breathe us present. Sacred in the grace and the magnificence of God. With such tender mercy and favor, we are alive. We are allowed. We are honored and blessed beyond measure. We give thanks and praise for Dr. Reverend Carol Lawson, founding minister and spiritual director of the Center for Conscious Living, and this gathering. We give thanks and praise for Rick Moss, who will be our speaker today, as Spirit is just guided completely through him. And we're open to knowing that we are blessed. For this beautiful music by Norman, that'll have messages and just joy and love. And there's so much good in music. And for all our practitioners and ministers that are holding the high watch, allowing this healing to be present, to transpire, to uplift us. And for each person here, your presence, your truth, your love is important, is welcomed, is felt in its fullness and its wholeness. And we rejoice as a community and let freedom reign, knowing that this is the activity of God, the bountiful and unlimited blessings of the Lord that breathes us in each and every moment. We give thanks and praise. And together we affirm this by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Michael. Beautiful. Appreciate that. And yes, just a quick shout out and a hello to Rick. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Just get you centered in this beautiful field, and we'll hear from Norman Taylor now.
Good morning, everybody. So we had some amazing things happen yesterday, and one of the most amazing things that we had happen yesterday is we got our first vice president-elect who is a woman, who's African American and Asian American. What an amazing thing. And yeah, I'm so proud and happy. I cried last night the same way I cried when we had our first male African American president. So I'm gonna actually change the gender in this song to reflect her. 8 years old with a flour sack cake tied all around her neck. She climbed up on the garage. She figured, what the heck? She screwed her courage up so tight, the whole thing came unwound. She got a running start, bless her heart, she headed for the ground. But she's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape. All grown up with a flour sack cake tied all around her dreams. She's full of vinegar, she's busting at the seams. She licked her finger to the wind, it's gonna be do or die. She wasn't scared of nothing, boys. She was pretty sure she could fly. 'Cause she's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape. Old and gray with a flour sack cape tied all around her dreams. She's jumping off the garage. She will be seen. And all these years people said she's acting like a kid. She did not know she could not fly, and so she did. She's one of those that knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape. She's one of those that knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you very much. I love the little change to NY. Beautiful. Now I'll call up Reverend Michael again now to do our inspirational reading.
Good morning again, and thank you, Norman. I love that song. Today's reading is from 365 Year Daily Wisdom, with Dr. Ernest Holmes, and it's page 332, and it's titled Love. What a great title. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, for God is love. And that's John 4:18. There is no fear in love, and there is no liberation from fear without love. Fear is always based on the supposition that we are unprotected, rejected, and friendless. If the fearful mind would entertain love and the harmony and peace that goes with it, it must turn from everything that denies this love and trust in divine guidance, open its being to an influx of love, not just love of God, but love of everything. For love is an all-inclusive conception. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Today, divine love and infinite tenderness sustains me, in order that I shall not separate myself from this love. I endeavor to see it reflected in everyone and everything. I shall permit only that which is love, peace, kind, and true to find entrance to or to exit from my consciousness. Thus shall I be assured that I am bathed in the warm glow of that love that casts out all fear. And from Science of Mind, page 608, love is the self-givingness of the spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. Beautiful statement. And if you would join me with today's affirmation, staying on mute. How wonderful is the power and presence of God. I open my heart and mind and let love take over my life. Light shines and illuminates the way. Feeling this light of God's presence renews me and allows me to break through my sense of limitation and allows God to be in the world through me as love. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you very much. And now my joy and honor and delight to introduce someone that many of you know. This glorious light has been visiting the Center for Conscious Living off and on for a number of years and has been here several times this year to help us let go of more and more of those limiting beliefs and things in our subconscious that we might not even know about that are in the way of this limitless flow of love and light that is the truth of us. The Reverend Doctor, a minister and a brilliant spirit, has spent the last 30 years working with people, healings and all kinds of things. My computer died recently, so all of the bios that I had on him, I don't know, it was 25,000 counseling clients or something, some huge thing. I don't know because I don't have, but I know that he is gifted, that he is graced, that he has a beautiful intuitive sense and a profound gift that he offers to the world through us. We'll stick his Essential Pathways is his .com is his website. There are all kinds of materials and free clearings and some beautiful oracle cards you can get. I have it on my phone. You can do these readings for yourself all the time. But he's here today to share some wonderful information with us. And I'll meet you there is the title of his talk. And here we are meeting the Reverend Dr. Rick Moss. You'll have to unmute yourself, Rick. Or maybe I can find you and do it.
Does that do it?
Yeah.
Great. Good morning, dear and beautiful people. I am so pleased to see all of these beautiful faces. It's such a pleasure to be with you again. So here we go. And in a way, Reverend Michael gave my talk for me in part, which is absolutely perfect. It was so beautiful. In the stressful, difficult times and the joyous, exhilarating times, it's very important that we come back to spiritual principles and spiritual teachings, not focusing on the difficulty or the exhilaration, but the teaching, the growth, the learning. Rumi puts that teaching so beautifully when he wrote, "Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there." One of the paths to that field that is so powerful and so effective is love. And as we heard, not love that has judgment, not love that is small or limited, but unconditional, divine love, something totally different. And we're going to explore that. That's our first clearing today. To do that, I invite you to pick someone and bring them to your mind. Maybe even someone from an opposing political party, but someone that you have a charge with, someone that you just don't fall into love immediately with. Now, here's an interesting idea. As you bring that person to mind, imagine there is a screen in front of that person. And on that screen is projected all of your opinions, your likes and dislikes, your history, your imagined history, everything that your ego can come up with. Because love is not the vision from the eyes in the head. Love is different. And let's see if we can find that love by imagining that screen of all your prejudices, your beliefs, your opinions can be slid away. And when it is, what is revealed is the self that is beyond the opinions. The self that is God. For it is God that we love. In truth, love is God within us, loving God in the other. It's not what our ego does. The ego's vision the ego's attempt to love has great value in that it helps us grow. It gives us the opportunity to make the choice for love. And when we find ourselves making the choice for judgment and fear and exclusion or hate, we can exercise that choice and say to ourselves, I choose love. I don't have to believe what my ego eyes see. I can trust and believe what my glorious and expanded heart knows. I can trust the vision of my heart. Now, sometimes it's not all that easy just to slide that screen away. So if it doesn't slide away easily, here's an option. Bring to mind someone or something that you care about profoundly, that you want to see healthy and protected. Could be a child, a grandchild, it could be a dog, it could be a cat, it could be a tree. It doesn't matter, love is love. Let your heart fill with that which is simple and easy for you to love. And let yourself fill with that love for a moment. Starts sprinkling out over everything when you do. And now, with that experience of care and kindness and spirit, turn your focus to that person that you are at odds with on the egoic level. And if you couldn't slide their screen, look right through it. Because love can pierce that screen. Having stimulated that love within yourself, let the penetrating vision of love look right through your prejudices, your judgments, your lack of self-kindness and care, which is what you are projecting onto their screen. Because when we are established in that sense of self, we are unmoved by what we see on the screen. It is unimportant. And our heart rushes madly to embrace the God in the other. And there is that union in love, that union that always exists. That's there right now, whether you see it or not, with the eyes of ego. But the vision of your heart, it tells the truth. Now, as you let that love connect you with this person, let the past go. And what may appear before you is heaven. With no past, what is appearing before me in my mind is heaven. Everyone in love with everyone and everything. No separation. Blessed union. Wholeness, oneness, and peace. I believe we have a choice. And when we exercise the choice to love, we grow. And when we establish that choice as our default, then we live in love and nothing can separate us. Because the eyes of ego have lost their power. And we will be standing together in that field. And we will be in love. And so we ask that this first clearing be integrated through all time, space, dimensions, and interdimensions throughout the hologram of life and existence, which is to say, through every part and particle of our being. And then we take this healing and we offer it up to the world so that anyone that wishes to integrate from the wholeness of unity consciousness can draw it in. And so it is. That was fun. Wow. Okay. On to our second clearing. So this is a little harder work for us. We have gone through some very stressful, traumatic times. And even if we're feeling the joyousness of the moment, that doesn't outweigh the heaviness of the past that we have taken in. And it will be our option, our joy, our experience to let go of that heaviness so that we can stay in love more fully than be dragged back into the traumas that we haven't released from the unconscious, from every cell in our body, which is the unconscious. So, in this next clearing, I'd like you to imagine, please, that you are standing in this big tub, this vat. And what is in this vat is this liquid that holds the energy of this sorrow, of this trauma, of this horror of the past that we don't want to carry into the future. Ascribe a color, if you would, to that water. It helps us focus on what it is that we wish to release by imagining it, knowing this teaching, this principle, that the subconscious can't tell the difference between real and imagined. As we imagine this and what we are about to do, we do release as much of the past that is willing to go in this moment. All right. I'm going to ask you to take 20 or 30 seconds in silence now and just feel into that liquid, that emotion that you are about to choose to release. So, taking 20 or 30 seconds, feel it. Don't be afraid of it. Because what we can feel, we can heal. But what we suppress lives in the unconscious and outpictures as our life experience until we clear it away. Be brave. little more. We don't need to run from it. And we don't need to be afraid of it. There we go, there we go. Getting there, I can feel it. As we're feeling it, what I'm sensing is that the sense of self is starting to become stronger. And the attractive power of that energy is starting to lessen. So now is the time. Please imagine that there is a button on the inside of this vat. And if you choose to let go of the past, if you're brave enough not to believe that you are protected by all this, but you are protected by God's light and love and truth and wisdom, then push the button that opens the drain. Oh, there we go. And start to feel the heaviness of that liquid pull away from you as the drain opens up. Really feel it. If you've ever lay in a bath while the water is draining, you'll feel that it has a weight as it pulls away. This heaviness of mind and heart has a weight. Let it go. Let it pull away. Let it drain into the earth, which is delighted to receive it and transmute it into life force. With the principle of poop into flowers, the earth has that exquisite ability to transform and liberate the energy to its highest purpose. Letting it go now, feeling it drain away. That's it and more. It's approaching perhaps your waist now. Keep making that decision to let it go. Yep, yep. Keep going. You don't need this. You just have to be willing to honor it, to attention it. And then once it's been attentioned, let it go. Maybe it's draining down to your knees. Don't be afraid of it. Stay in attention of it as it's going. I've got my eye on you. I've got my heart around you. And I'm not afraid of you. Because who I am as God creates me is so much greater than this contraction, this fear, this liquid that's going. Because I'm not choosing it. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing the power of attention, which in and of itself, like love, is a healing energy of God. By giving this that we hadn't wanted to feel or see our full attention, the energy of God transforms it, releases it, and liberates us. All right, keep letting it go. Maybe it's a little below the knees, perhaps. Stay attentioning what's going. Stay feeling it. Stay not afraid of it. It is a contraction. We are expansion. Safe to let it go. A little more, feeling it as it goes. Good. Now let's imagine that that liquid and that emotion has drained out of the vat into the earth, which has gratefully received the energy and transmuted it to life force, to flowers. At this point, the sides of the vat retract. And you step off of that drain and you find yourself in the present moment where that fear, that trauma, that hurt doesn't exist right now. It only exists in the mind. But the present moment transcends our egoic mind. The present moment embraces the whole mind, the wholeness, the God mind. So imagine yourself, please, in the most beautiful place in nature you could conceive of. Nature connects us to the now. And using our senses connects us to the present moment. The body is in the now. So use all of your senses. Feel the sunlight on your body. It's hard to miss that the sun is a perfect metaphor for God's unconditional love. It asks for nothing, it gives everything, just like love. It is the source of life, this beautiful sun and warmth and health. Maybe it's more than a metaphor. We're drinking in this beauty, this healing, this life, and we're looking around, using our senses. We feel the grass under our feet. We hear the birds. We smell the air. We exalt in the beauty. Our heart just expands in this. It goes into awe, perhaps. This awe of the world that God creates in the present moment for us is unimaginable because it transcends the mind. So beautiful. Yeah. And we're seeing all this beauty, and we're smelling, and we're hearing. And there is one more way to deepen the release of the past that may still be there that we're unaware of. And so we notice that there is a stream. And we look around and maybe we see ocean, and maybe we see mountains, maybe we see animals, and everyone is at peace. Everyone is in harmony. Let that harmony speak directly to your heart. But I'm also feeling it especially in the throat. And now the third eye and the crown chakra, as it uplifts us. So walk in the direction of the stream, staying in your senses, feeling the grass. wearing whatever is appropriate, slip into that stream which is warm. The water comes from a healing source upstream, and it is a source of God's love. And we immerse ourselves in this stream, and the stream knows where to go to flush out any of that trauma, any of that horror from the past. Because it doesn't need to be there in the now, and it's not there in love. Flushing us, it carries the past to the ocean, which transmutes it, just like the earth. The ocean takes all of these streams and it turns it into itself. That's the power of this incredible vastness. Just like the earth, just like love. It sees everything as itself because there is nothing but itself. So in this moment, if there is nothing but love, nothing but the self, we allow ourselves to be reminded of that truth at the level beyond our intellect, at the level of our being. May we be reminded through this experience that the present moment is where we find grace, where we find love, where we find God. It transcends the ego mind, and it gleefully, joyfully dives in to the whole mind, which is our birthright, our core, our center, and God. And so we ask that this healing be integrated through all time, space, dimensions, and interdimensions, throughout the hologram of life and existence. And so it is. Yippee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was so much fun to let myself be inspired by your beautiful presence, by being here with all of you. And I love you all so much. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, God. Do you want to invite, if there are any questions or somebody that would like to share a response?
Sure, that'd be fun.
Peggy says, thank you for such a beautiful healing.
Thank you, Peggy.
And if you, like me, are having trouble talking, that's okay too.
Rick, it was extraordinary. Thank you. I feel lighter. I've gotten rid of more of the stuff that I've been hanging on to. So thank you.
I'm so glad. And it came out today so beautifully. It really was exciting to be the channel through which it spoke. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I should have put it in the chat. Thanks, Paul, but let's have other people just do that. So it'll be. Joy.
I'd like to comment.
Al,
Please.
Reverend Carroll, I'd like to make a comment
go ahead.
Thank you.
that the center of our being is love.
Yes.
And there has been experiences in my life where things seem so gray and dark and
Yes.
discouraging. But God told me, look more carefully, and you will see the light that is so much greater than all the darkness. And that is what is occurring here today, is an example of the release of the darkness and opening up of the beautiful light of pure love. And one of the things that I cried for was when I heard Rumi's quote of between right and wrong, there's a field and I'll meet you there. That affected my life so deeply. And I lived and try to live according to that belief and that principle. So it's with deep, deep, deep gratitude that I have listened to your beautiful sharing to give us that light and love that is changing the world into a place of peace and gentility.
Yes.
So I'm so grateful that the feminine, also I'd like to say that I'm so gratified to hear the mention of the American Indian as part of our community and part of the essence of our being. So this is a very moving experience to sit here and listen to your beautiful speech.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It was just beautiful to listen to you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend Al. Marlene has written, it's a much needed process. Cassandra says, thank you. Joyce says, thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Powerful clearing from Susan. Melissa says, thank you, Rick. I woke up with a heavy heart and feel a ton lighter now. Joanne says, you're reinforcing what I'm reading in Radical Forgiveness, or I was reading it in Radical Forgiveness last night. I'm going to get the message soon. And some thank yous to Reverend Al. And poop into flowers. Thank you, June. All right. Thank you very much, Rick. There are more clearings on Rick's website, essentialpathways.com. And it's always a blessing and just a deep reminder of this great love that flows around each and to all of us. So thank you very much.
So wonderful.
Yes, blessings and love. We have, it's time for our offertory. We are deeply grateful for the contributions and donations that you have been sending to us. We appreciate it. Reverend Paul has put that information in the chat, and I'm sure he'll do it again. But as we go into our offering blessing.
The offertory blessing is in the chat room, if you'll join with me in reading it. Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
And Norman has some more music for us now.
Hey, I just wanted to wait and say thanks to Rick. I really appreciate that. It was really wonderful hearing those words. And like Al, I'm really connected to that Rumi quote. It's beautiful, and it really brings everything into perspective in my opinion. So just wanted to put that out there. Sunny, yesterday my life was full with rain. Sunny, smiled at me dark days are gone and the bright days are here. Sunny ones shine so sincere. Sunny ones so true love you. Sunny, thank you for the sunshine bouquet. Sunny, thank you for the love you brought my way. You gave me your all in all. Now I feel 10 feet tall. Sunny one, so true love you. Sunny, thank you for the truth you let me see. Sunny, thank you for the facts from A to Z. My life was torn like a windblown sand. The rock was formed when we held hands. Sunny one, so true love you. Sunny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny, you smiled at me, you really ease the pain. The dark days are gone and the bright days are here. Sunny one shine so sincere. Sunny one, so true love you. Sunny one, so true love you. Sunny one, so true, I love you.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you very much. There's some more comments for Dr. Rick in the chat, which you probably have seen. Thanks so much for sharing those profound clearings and hearings. Sunny is how I feel after your shared wisdom, says Sapphire Grace. And Marlene is suggesting that she's done personal healings with Rick, and it's really wonderful if you'd like to do that as well. And Joyce is thanking Norman, as I am as well. And I will now, what used to be a blessing of people that join us for the first time, it's now become as blessing as we're all up here on Zoom of everybody, of all of us. So I invite you to raise your hands and welcome, as we say, welcome to this Center for Conscious Living.
Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living.
We are a heart-centered spiritual community, and we open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light, and we are blessed by your presence. Welcome home. And then we have we call it the Mastermind Covenant, that mastermind, another word for divine love intelligence or God or whatever pointer you want to this, all that is. But if you want to close your eyes, I'll tell you the responses to this prayer. Knowing there is a power, intelligence, and wisdom greater than my own, and knowing it is responsive to my every thought, word, action, and feeling, say aloud, I acknowledge. Surrendering to the power of this mastermind consciousness, knowing I am guided and assisted past any limited perception to God's truth within, now say, I surrender. Knowing forgiveness is the key to change. I now forgive myself and others for all mistaken judgments. And I open the door to unconditional love by saying, I forgive.
I forgive.
Realizing my life is the creation of my own thoughts, I now choose to fill my mind with thoughts that are positive, loving, and beautiful. And I allow my life to reflect that choice by saying, I choose.
I choose.
Holding this consciousness for the Center for Conscious Living, we now thank God for the continued prosperity of this spiritual community and for everyone. For myself, I now go within to the silence of my own mind as I ask for my own specific requests, knowing the universe always says yes. Please accept. Please repeat after me. I accept. With a thankful heart and knowing that all I have asked in the name of the mastermind is now given to me, I say, thank you, God. In this covenant that we say, the love of God unfolds me. The mind of God inspires me. The Spirit of God enlightens me. Power of God encircles me. I am in God and all is well. Where I'm enthusiastic, excited, expectant, and at peace. And we say, turn to your neighbor. I have no idea how you do that on Zoom, but look out and say, everybody, I'm grateful God has heard you.
I'm grateful.
Beautiful. Thank you. If you are not on our mailing list and would like to be, we'd love to have you. If you'll put your name and email in the chat, we'll do that. Or you could send a request to CCL in Morristown, MOORESTOWN. I don't know if Reverend Paul has that up there or not, at AOL.com. And we'll take prayer requests there, or if you'd like to be on our mail list. We sent out something Friday that kind of shows upcoming classes and all the things going on. So you can find all of this there. Just to briefly, we'll have an annual meeting after service next Sunday and talk a little bit about this past year and what's happened. We're closing our office, and we also could use help as I move into that. Anyway, annual meeting, we'll talk about all that and then going forward. We are closing the office, and so we're asking for your help for the next 2 Saturdays, the 14th and the 21st of November from 9 to 12. If you are available or would like to make yourself available, again, let Marlene at the office, Reverend Marlene at the office at CCL in Morristown at AOL know. And then we'll make that an easy and wonderful moving some desks and some file cabinets and boxes and things to a storage unit that's close to us to wait until such time as we can meet together again. Then November 22nd, Martha Creek is coming. And we have in the announcements area in our newsletter, Kathy Milano does a virtual salon second Sundays, which is today. So tonight at 7 p.m., she hosts a salon and get together. Ann Blanchard, who I noticed on the in the call, does a call between 7:30 and 8:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Awareness Watching Awareness that you're welcome to join. Red Tent, the women's group, will be meeting this coming Saturday, and the men's group meets on the 3rd Monday, so that comes up as well. So if you have any other questions, call us, write an email, let us know. This talk is recorded and will be up on our Facebook page at Center for Conscious Living within an hour. So you'll be able to hear those beautiful clearings again if you would like to. So I think we have a concluding song. Norman. Is he there? Is he here?
Reverend Carol, I believe that Norman put a note in the chat saying, bye, lovely people. I need to go. I have another appointment. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Perfect. Thank you. All right, then we'll go into Reverend Michael and our concluding affirmation.
Okay, we are going to unmute and try to do this together. So everybody, please unmute yourself.
And but it won't be together, Michael. It's you will say it and they will.
I will say it and you will follow. Yes.
We had a
It's in the
request
chat.
about this.
It's in the chat. Thank you, Paul. Okay. Repeat after me. Unmute yourself and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful
It's wonderful
is
that's happening right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is
There's this thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is
Life is
in
in
my
my
body.
Life is in my mind.
Life
Life
is
is
in
my
my mind.
Life is in my feelings.
Life
is
is
in
in
my
my
feelings.
feelings.
Life is in all my activities.
Life is in all
All
my
my
activities.
activities.
I receive it.
I
receive
receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I
am
am it.
And I accept it.
And
I
I
accept
accept
it.
it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that
That
it
it
is.
is.
Thank you, life.
Thank you,
Life.
Life.
Accepting all these gifts together, we say,
Yes.
Well, it was an
Rick, thank you
experiment. I
so
don't know. Let
much.
me know what you think. Anyway,
I loved it.
Do.
thank you, Rick, very much. Dr. Rick Moss, thank you.
Thank you
everybody.
very much.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Where'd
Thank
Rick
you.
go? Thank you, Rick.
Love
Thank you guys. Love
Thank
you all.
you.
Thank you.
Love you too.
Oh, I love that back. Sapphire Grace.
Reverend
That's
Carol,
the
look at
action behind
for
you.
the recording on
Hi,
Facebook.
Bobby.
Thank you, Reverend Carol.
Patricia, hi, Lynn.
Thank you.
love you.
Oh, thank you all. Hi, Bonnie. Hi,
Hey,
Chris.
Bonnie.
Arlene, what
Hi,
happened?
Cassandra.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Mike and Ellen.
Great week.
Michael.
Great week.
Hi.
Have a great week.
Annie.
Felicia.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi,
Hi, Bobby. Hi, Kathy.
Hi,
Hi,
Katora.
Sarah.
Hi.
Bye,
Felicia and Chuck.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Ann.
Bye.
Willie.
Bye, everybody.
Hi,
Bye.
Marlene.
everyone.
Hey, Virgie.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Joyce.
Hi.
Hi, Joanne.
Wakeham. Hi, Michael.
Hey,
Hi, Sarah and Tim. Hi, Marty. Hey, Chris. Hey, Caroline. Hey,
Kathy.
Connie.
Hey,
Hey,
Chuck and
Steve.
Felicia.
Sarah.
Hi, everyone.
How are you?
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Robin.
Hi, Stephen.
Everybody.
Thank you, Reverend Carol.
Oh, Arlen. Hi,
everyone. Joanne.
Love to
How cool.
Hi, June.
Hi, Carol W.
hi, Stephen.
Hey, Will. Hi, Elena.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, Reverend Carol.
Hey,
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hi,
Will.
Reverend Al.
Well,
Hi,
Hello,
Reverend Al. Happy
Kathy.
belated birthday, Reverend Al.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Reverend Al.
Yes. How wonderful.
Hey, Will.
Hi, Carmen.
Reverend
39?
Carol,
Hi,
could you please send me the link for the recording of the service? I am still not getting emails, even though I signed up again with that service. I'm still not getting them.
Elena speaking. Or who-
Yes, that was Elaine.
Elena.
Elena.
Yeah,
Elena.
the Center for Conscious Living on Facebook will be the recording. So check
What-
out Facebook.
I didn't, let me just make it louder. For some reason, I'm not hearing Reverend Carol. Yeah,
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Stephen.
Bye,
Thanks,
Paul.
Paul.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
How do I leave? Hey, Joyce.
Hi, Earth
Hi.
Angel. Sapphire Grace.
Sapphire Grace. What a great name.
I
That-
know.
Your service, Michael.
Hi,
Bye,
Robin.
everybody.
Oh, thank you, Steve. How cool.
Yeah.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
It's so good to see you every week.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
I see you on Facebook too.
There you go.
Making all your uplifting comments. I love it. You're so positive.
Good.
Wow.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
There we be.
Thank you
Take care, all.
bye, everybody. Have a great
Bye.
week.
Thank you.
Do, 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 do.
If I'll hang us up and then we're all.
Yeah, as first I'm waiting for you to do that.
Okay, thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Reverend Carol.
Thank you, Reverend.